What is up, boys and girls? Still working on that intro. This is Jackson Boyd.
And this is Danny Wilt.
And this is the Team Free Will podcast, which is a podcast that we're going to be doing about the CW show Supernatural, everybody's favorite paranormal investigative show.
Maybe a supernatural investigation.
Well, maybe.
Don't you love it when they say supernatural in that show?
I do. It gets me all giddy.
Yeah.
I love it a lot.
I giggle.
Yeah, I giggle a little bit too. But this is, we've been playing around with the name. Team Free Will is the name that we're going with because I think it's an easily recognizable name that everybody will affiliate with Supernatural.
Yeah.
Let us know if you agree. If you scrolled on it, maybe on your own free will. That's funny.
So we're just going to go ahead and dip into this first episode right here.
Yep, let's go. So I'm going to start with a quote of the day, which I think is just a fun little thing that we can do. Just a cute thing that we can
cute.
do. But the quote of the day is Sammy. As you can already tell, I do a flawless Dean Winchester impersonation. So just to give a little history of our bromance, we met at my last job, his current job, or it wasn't my last job.
Second to last.
Yeah, second to last job, and his current job. He trained me, and all night long, he trained me. And we discovered, or I think you discovered my Vines. I didn't tell anybody.
April, your sister told me about that.
Okay, yeah. And you fangirled hard about that, and here we are now.
I didn't fangirl that hard.
No, you did. I don't blame you at all.
I mean, yeah, I don't think there should be any blame passed, but
I'm not passing blame.
It is what it is.
And I found that you do a good Castiel. It's pretty good. Give him a little taste.
I found
Let
a
him
liquor
taste you.
store, and I drank it.
See, it was good, man. Quality.
Don't ask stupid questions.
That wasn't a question. It was a statement.
That was a quote that Castiel says, dude. That wasn't.
That's not the quote of the day, though.
That's not the quote of the day, though.
So, just to be clear, that was a quote, but it wasn't the quote of the day. So the topic of this episode is questionable moments of Supernatural. So it was originally going to be inconsistencies, but I don't know how to spell that word. So we're just
and
doing.
Also,
it just doesn't really fit.
It would really be an inconsistency if they brought up the topic again, but it was different or something
Exactly.
like that.
So this isn't that. This is just questionable moments, just things that are just moments that might be questionable.
And what's the biggest itch that you can't scratch?
It's right now. It's like the back of my head.
No.
Because you're a fucking cat.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe you shouldn't be allergic to cats.
No.
No. The biggest question. What's the biggest one
out of all? Okay. So the biggest one for me is what's the deal? I'm about to go into a little Jerry Seinfeld. What's the deal with? I'm not doing an impression. What's the deal with Dean's facial hair in Purgatory?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I'll elaborate.
Okay.
Might be a little broad of a topic.
Go get it, man.
So in season 8, the end of season 7, and then throughout season 8 of Supernatural, Dean is in Purgatory from, I guess, destroying all Leviathans or something. I can't really remember too well. But he's in Purgatory. And he is he's there for a year, right? A solid year.
Yeah.
And he's not even clean shaven, which is the thing that pisses me off.
He's got a little fuzz, yeah.
He has 1 day perfect stubble, which can only be done with a beard trimmer.
Yeah. And then Castiel, who is in every episode, clean shaven.
Yeah.
Maybe he uses his angel powers to just shave his face.
But he's not even clean shaven either, though.
Yeah,
he also rocks the
Well, I'm
stubble.
I'm speculating as to how he would shave, because clearly Castiel doesn't shave. Maybe he does it the same way.
I guess to an extent it does make sense with him as an angel, because I guess maybe there's something about his
the way
hair wouldn't grow.
Yeah, the way he would heal people in the same sense, he would stop his hair from growing. I guess something like that.
But then in Purgatory, he sports a full beard.
He's got a beard. It's the only time you see him with one.
Yeah.
That might have something to do with the actor as far as the storyline goes.
Well, we have to look at this in terms of in the show.
In the show,
because I'm sure there is of course a real world solution to all these problems.
Yeah, of course.
But that's no fun.
Yeah, it's not fun.
That's not nerdy.
It's not nerdy enough, and nerdy is why we have this podcast going on right now.
That's exactly why.
That's exactly why. Yeah, so that inconsistency with Purgatory, it's like, Cass has a full beard, and Dean, like, what is he? Is he, like, every day he, like, goes over by, like, a little stream of water and, like, shaves, and, like, Castiel just
and then
doesn't
all
notice.
of the flashbacks just happen to be, like, 12 hours after he did that.
Yeah.
So he has that perfect peach fuzz.
Because then, in Benny, well, this might be part of the character, but he's got the beard, too. I mean, it doesn't get any bigger, but... So time must... It can't stop.
It's like there would be solutions to that issue if it weren't for Dean and Cass being different. So like if all of them kept the same facial hair throughout, it would make sense because it's not real time. Mm-hmm. Like maybe time is not a thing there, so their hair doesn't grow. That makes sense. But why would Castiel grow a beard? That doesn't make any sense.
And another topic that would bring up is if Castiel did grow a beard and so did Dean, then that brings up the question, well, when does Castiel shave? And even if it's just him growing a beard, like, when did he shave? When does he shave?
Right. And these are, like, I think there's a term for it in television, but it's like the things that you don't see in episodes because they're boring.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see anybody go to the bathroom. You don't see anybody, unless it's a moment, unless something is going to happen. Like you never see somebody taking a shower unless something's going to fucking happen, right?
Yeah.
Unless there's someone in the shower.
Yeah.
So there always has to be a reason for showing day-to-day trivial things like shaving and stuff like that in a TV show or a movie. It just doesn't, like, in specific regards to Purgatory, it doesn't make any sense to me unless he carries in every one of his jackets, Dean carries a beard trimmer with a guard and, like, batteries.
I gotta get away from these damn Leviathans. Okay, I think I'm in the clear.
Dean, hurry.
Oh, hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
What?
What's going on?
What?
Do we
What
need to
was
go?
that? What was that?
What was what?
Is that a shaver?
Oh no, this is Leviathan killing tool.
Dean,
I made it.
that looks like an electric shaver.
Nope, it's for killing monsters.
Why would you have an electric shaver with you, Dean?
This is a monster killing thing.
Is that
Just jab them.
is that wireless? Is it? Do you carry batteries?
No. Okay, look, I mean, you just gotta look good, Like, I like to look good. I want to look presentable. Just because we're in Purgatory doesn't mean that...
Have you seen my face, Dean?
Yeah.
It's covered in a fucking beard.
Yeah, you look a little rough.
You could share, Dean.
I gotta keep the batteries good.
Sharing's for caring. Ass fuck.
Not a word, but okay.
It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand it, and it bothers me. So Jensen Ackles, if you're listening to this and rolling your eyes and going, man, these guys fucking nerds. Why did that happen? And it's weird too because, and I think a lot of like the avid fans might know about like the Dean, like the Jensen to Dean, or I think it's like Dad to Dean video, where it's in between or right after the hiatus in between seasons 7 and 8. Jensen's got his beard grown out, he's got his hair a little bit longer. And it's like he turns around and then it's like he's clean. He looks like Dean. He's clean shaven. He's got the haircut. So why didn't they just make him look like that in the Purgatory? Why didn't they keep him with the long hair and the beard? It would have been badass.
Yeah.
That's
true.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Because most shows do that. Like most shows, the beard and the long hair is a symbol of like time has passed and you're like you've changed.
Or maybe he doesn't. Maybe because he's the only human in there that nothing about him grows. So like his hair and his facial hair stays the same. But then again, you also have to ask yourself, well, Castiel, he's an angel inside of a human vessel.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand it. I've thought about it so many times. I lay awake at night.
You do.
Just
thinking about
it.
What?
So, okay, we'll do the another one, which is angels versus demons. Why, or I think your general point was in the first few seasons, in the first 3 seasons, before Sam and Dean or any other hunter knew about angels, why were they so... I mean, obviously there's proof that demons exist, but why were they so reluctant to believe in angels, especially when it's so prevalent throughout the exorcisms and stuff like that?
Yeah, because the point there is that there's no balance. So basically, before or even when the angels were introduced, Dean was like completely like did not want to believe it. And he was like, "What? They're real? They can't be real." And then beforehand, they were not ever talked about. So basically, you have like this teeter-totter, and there's no balance there. And then when they finally bring balance to it, it's like, what? No way. So it's really confusing, especially when you consider like exorcisms and stuff like that. The fact that they're talking about Holy Spirit, talking about God expelling a demon from a person and stuff like that. It's really odd.
Yeah.
That Dean cannot believe that angels are real, and it takes him a while to actually believe it, and that it wasn't ever really touched upon.
Yeah, well, there was that one episode. There was the episode, and I think it was season 2, where it ended up being the priest that died, or the reverend that died, that was a spirit and was haunting. They got into a discussion on angels in that episode, and they talked about it. I can't remember what exactly was happening, but I think the reverend was killing like bad people that were doing bad things. I think he ends up killing a child abuser or something like that.
Yeah.
Because he believes that it's an act of righteousness, and then the other priest comes in and says, you can't decide what, you can't do that. Like, you can't just kill people based on your own sense of righteousness. But they believe at one point that it's an angel.
Yeah.
And so they do get into a discussion about it then, because Dean kind of basically says, and his reasoning for it is because he's seen evil and he has fought evil. He has actually dealt with evil. And so he knows it's real, but he's never really seen good in that way. He's never actually firsthand seen good.
And that shows something about his character in a way.
Yeah, it's a definitely...
If you think about like he hasn't seen good, and that goes all the way back to his childhood.
Yeah.
Like since his mother was killed, and then like growing up as a hunter living in his father's shadow, like he literally and symbolically hasn't really seen a lot of good.
I've been dealt a crap hand, Sam. If God's real, how come he doesn't come here right now and help us out with this?
Dean.
No, you're not in this yet. I don't know you exist.
Oh.
So get the hell out.
I pulled you from perdition.
Not yet.
What was that country accent? Not yet,
bitch.
Not yet, bitch.
Yeah, that was... got a little twangy there. It's hard not to, because he's from Texas, so there's a lot of... Like, in his voice, there's a lot of, like, Southern.
Yeah. But to sort of transition to another topic is the classifications of angels. Recently, in... I forgot which episode. I think it was the episode in season 13, but I'm not going to give anything away. I'm not. But they refer to Castiel as a seraph. Castiel says, I'm an angel of the Lord. So I was like, I looked up angel of the Lord, and there's a website that has a bunch of different classifications of angels. An angel of the Lord, from what I read, I think there's 4 of them, 4 or 6 of them. They have 6 wings, 4 faces, and they fly around the throne of God. And their bottom 2 wings cover their feet, and the top 2 cover their eyes, because something about the feet being unclean or something like that, and they can't, witness God. And they just kind of like fly around the throne and just protect God. And I thought that was kind of odd, because that's sort of like what Zechariah described himself as to Dean. He's like, I have...
So that's what Castiel was supposed to be?
Yeah, well, I don't know, because he says I'm an angel of the Lord.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then there's also like cherubs and stuff like that. So I would like to know, like, do angels audition for certain roles